Have you ever wondered what your everyday habits say about you? It's like, why do you always tap your foot? Or why can't you resist organizing your desk? It turns out these little quirks aren't just random. They're actually secret windows into your mind, revealing how you think, feel, and see the world. Today, we're going to uncover some of these hidden daily behaviors and what they quietly reveal about your personality and mental state. You might be surprised by what you learn about yourself. Let's start with something we all do, walking. Did you know your walking style can say a lot about you? If you tend to walk fast with your head up and chest out, you're likely an energetic, goal-oriented person. You're focused on getting where you need to go. On the other hand, if you walk more slowly, with your shoulders slumped and eyes on the ground, it might suggest you're feeling a bit down or are more introverted and thoughtful. And what about those who swing their arms and have a bouncy step? They're often seen as charismatic and confident leaders. It's fascinating how our posture and pace can broadcast our inner world without us saying a single word. Think about how you walk when you're feeling happy versus when you're stressed. You'll probably notice a big difference. Next up, let's talk about doodling. Are you a doodler? When you're on the phone or in a meeting, do you find your pen just starts moving on its own? What you doodle can be very telling. If you draw a lot of faces, you're probably a social people person. Happy faces suggest you're feeling good, while sad or angry faces might reflect some hidden frustration. Drawing geometric shapes like squares and triangles often points to a logical, organized, and clear-thinking mind. You like structure and order. And if you're drawing swirly, curvy lines or spirals, that could mean you're feeling a bit lost, or that you're working through a complex problem. The act of doodling itself is a way for your brain to stay engaged and process information, especially when you're bored. So next time you find yourself doodling, take a look at the page. Your subconscious might be trying to tell you something. Now, let's move on to your shopping habits. How you shop reveals more than just your taste. It tells a story about your decision-making process. Are you an impulsive buyer? Do you see something you like and grab it without a second thought? This can indicate you're spontaneous and live in the moment, but it might also suggest you're easily influenced or seek immediate gratification. On the flip side, are you a careful researcher? Do you spend hours comparing prices, reading reviews, and making lists before you buy anything? This points to a methodical, analytical, and cautious personality. You value security in making the right choice. There's no right or wrong way to shop, but it's a great example of how your personality plays out in everyday scenarios. Your shopping cart is basically a reflection of your risk tolerance and planning skills. Let's talk about something a little more personal. Your handshake. In many cultures, a handshake is the first impression you make. A firm handshake, combined with good eye contact, is usually associated with confidence, honesty, and extroversion. It signals that you're open and sure of yourself. What about a weak or limp handshake? This is often interpreted as a sign of insecurity, shyness, or a lack of interest. And if someone grips your hand way too tight, they might be trying to assert dominance or control. The length of the handshake matters too. A quick, brief shake might seem dismissive, while holding on for too long can feel a bit uncomfortable. It's a subtle dance of social cues, all happening in just a few seconds. How about your eating habits? And the way you eat can also be a clue to your personality. Do you eat really fast, barely chewing your food? Fast eaters are often ambitious, goal-oriented, and great at multitasking, but they might also be impatient and prone to rushing through life. They're always thinking about the next thing. Slow eaters, on the other hand, tend to be people who like to savor the moment. They're often more relaxed, patient, and appreciate control. They want to enjoy the experience fully. What about the picky eater? The one who inspects every item on their plate and doesn't like their food to touch. This can point to a personality that is detail-oriented, a bit anxious, and thrives on order and structure. They like things to be just so. It's amazing how our relationship with food mirrors our relationship with life itself. Let's look at how you manage your email inbox. For some, an inbox with thousands of unread emails is normal. For others, it's a nightmare. If you're someone who deletes or archives emails immediately, striving for that inbox zero, you likely crave order and control. You're organized, efficient, and don't like loose ends. It gives you a sense of accomplishment to have things cleared away. But if your inbox is overflowing, it doesn't necessarily mean you're messy. It could mean you're overwhelmed. Or perhaps you see the big picture and don't get bogged down by small details. You might believe that if something is truly important, it will find its way back to you. Your digital space is often a direct reflection of your mental space. Another interesting behavior is how you position yourself in a group photo. Do you instinctively head for the center, or do you prefer to hang back on the edges? Those who gravitate toward the center of a photo tend to be more confident, outgoing, and enjoy being the focus of attention. They feel comfortable in the spotlight. Those who stand on the periphery might be more reserved, observant, or simply prefer to support others from the sidelines. They're happy being part of the group without being the main event. It's a small, subconscious choice that speaks volumes about your social comfort levels and your role within a group dynamic. What about your nervous tics? Things like biting your nails, tapping your foot, or playing with your hair. These are called displacement activities, and they're your body's way of dealing with nervous energy, anxiety, or even boredom. Nail biting, for example, is often linked to perfectionism. You might be frustrated when things don't go according to plan, and this habit becomes a physical outlet for that tension. Twirling your hair can be a self-soothing gesture, a way to comfort yourself when you're feeling stressed or are deep in thought. And constant foot tapping. That's pure restless energy looking for an escape. These habits are often subconscious, but they're powerful indicators of your current emotional state. Finally, let's consider your sense of humor. What makes you laugh? It's a huge clue to your intelligence, values, and how you see the world. If you love clever puns and witty wordplay, you likely have high verbal intelligence. If you enjoy slapstick or physical comedy, you might be more spontaneous and uninhibited. People who use self-deprecating humor often do it to seem more relatable and down-to-earth, though it can sometimes mask insecurities. And if you appreciate dark or cynical humor, it could suggest you have a high tolerance for difficult topics and a more complex worldview. Laughter is a social glue, and what we find funny often reveals what we find important. So from the way you walk to the way you laugh, your daily actions are constantly telling a story about who you are. The key isn't to judge these behaviors, but to become more aware of them. By understanding these little clues, you can gain deeper insight into your own mind and the minds of those around you. It's a fun way to practice self-awareness and maybe even make small changes if you want to. What's a habit you have that you think says a lot about you? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your stories. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into the secrets of our daily behaviors, do not forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more content that helps you understand yourself better. See you in the next one.